Hi, this is Larry on the Level. Let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, money. I have a friend who's a Baptist minister, and once a year he managed to talk about a subject that was uncomfortable for his congregation, and that was the subject of money. He referred to it as his Sermon on the Amount. So let's talk about dollars related to construction costs today a little bit. I'm stepping into the pulpit in his honor, but unlike my friend, I'll try to be brief. Money is a subject that's sensitive. A lot of people don't feel comfortable talking about it. It's not considered polite in society to talk about money. Homeowners in particular don't like talking about money. They don't want to share what their budget is for several reasons. One, they don't want to appear uninformed. And if they don't know what construction costs, they're reluctant to throw out a number that may be more or less than is actually required. They're also afraid oftentimes that their budget may be used against them, that if they share a budget that is more than would be required, that the contractor will make sure that things cost more, and that if they share a budget that's too little, that the contractor might think less of them as a result. So nobody likes to talk about what they can afford either. So that tends to make it difficult to talk about it. Contractors also don't want to embarrass their client, so they are reluctant to bring the subject up. And there's the matter of sticker shock. Nobody likes to be the bearer of bad news, and oftentimes things cost more than people would like. It's also difficult to establish rapport. When a contractor is interviewing with a client, it's important that they establish some rapport, get off on a good relationship. And talking about money is a little bit like going on a blind date. And before you go out on the date, say, who's paying for this and how much is it going to cost? It's not a way to start out a relationship, a comfortable way to start a relationship. Contractors also hate to give ballpark prices. And it's not because they're trying to be deceptive. It's because they don't really know what the project is going to cost at the early stage. They don't want to mislead the client. And ballpark budgets are not terribly meaningful. They're inaccurate by nature. And regardless of what the client says, a ballpark price is never forgotten. It's chiseled in stone. So the contractor is faced with the dilemma, does he err because he doesn't know the exact number? Does he tend to be a little on the high side or on the low side? And neither one is a good idea. If you're too high, you're likely to not get invited back to the table because you're too expensive. On the other hand, if your number is too low, once the numbers really come in, you may find that you're not able to build it for that price, and now you're going to have an unhappy client. There's an old joke in the construction arena that it's definitions of a bid. And a bid is a wild guess carried out to 2 decimal places. Another definition of the successful bidder on a contract is the biggest loser. And another concept is that a free estimate is worth what it cost. However, if the topic is delayed too long, everyone loses. So it's important to get the topic of money out early. So let's wrap up with a few tips. Establish a budget as soon as possible and design to it. If the project is over-designed from the beginning, no amount of efficient management can bring it back under control. Having the design in sync with the budget from the beginning will save time, money, and frustration. Get detailed cost estimates from your design-build contractor early, or form your own team with an architect and your builder to get control of the budget from the beginning. It's no fun to scale back a project that's over budget after drawings are complete and you've fallen in love with the design. And if your contractor does not include a contingency budget, establish one of your own. About 5 to 10% of the budget will allow you to take advantage of the serendipity effect, where you find things that you'd like to add to the project. Now you have the budget for it. So I see some of you are nodding off already. So if you'll just drop some money in the collection plate when it comes by, we won't have to talk about this for another year. Thanks.